Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have a Bachelor recap for you from last night's episode. Very wholesome. I mean, normally by this time of the year, we're talking about all the dramatic exits from the show. There's a couple, but it's really, I guess the through line is actually wholesome love, whereas in the past it's been destruction and chaos. But hey, people are still watching. People are enjoying. Maybe this is the season of all of our lives where we just need someone to find love. You know what I mean? We don't need a tragic ending. Do me a favor, follow me on Instagram for stand-up show updates. And I've also got a new way you can join the mailing list right here. You can just scan this QR code. That's right. I've entered the 21st century. Scan this QR code or go to linktree.com/Dave Neal and you can join the newsletter for free. Same thing for the Patreon. This QR code will take you to the Patreon, which you can join for free. Tomorrow, we may be live streaming from the Clayton Echard paternity case that's happening. There's a lot in the works. So scan that code, join for free. And if you want, you can upgrade to the paid membership if you want the 12 o'clock high noon Central Time live stream. All right, let's get into this story. So I love that we opened the episode up on a cold open. Of course, that's like just a slice of the show, what to expect. Not the glitz and glam. They started doing this with Golden Bachelor. I absolutely love it. Maria tricking Joey into saying, I love you in French, je t'aime. I mean, who didn't know that it means I love you? Now, technically, je t'aime means I like you. It really means I, you, like, but I digress. So anyway, we move from there, so we know we have a lot to get into. Although, to be honest, I don't know if their relationship is anything more than just sexual chemistry. But again, I'm not your science teacher, so we'll leave that out of it. We'll be back to that in a minute. We start with Jesse, a Canadian who speaks French. A beautiful, worldly city, Montreal, totally underestimated. Can't afford to go to Europe? Go to Montreal. Quebec it is. Quebec is a beautiful province. I've never been to Quebec City. I'd love to go there as well. Let me know if anyone wants me to come to a stand-up show there. Let's do it. Joey does his confessional and breaks down crying. All right, that's when the feels start to happen. Nothing like crying in front of foliage in the fall. You never want to cry with a sweater on. That's just the worst, right? All right, he's worried somebody might leave him, which of course, this is the episode where somebody leaves him. So they're probably like, Joey, could you cry a little bit? And while you're crying, could you just mention that you have a fear, because we kind of need a teaser for this episode. And he's like, sure thing, boss. Put some Vicks Vapor Rub in his eyes. And then here we are. Leia says she wants to ride a moose, and I'm like, I don't know if that's some Gen Z sex term or what. I'm not really sure, but they do go on a group date, and they all get to have poutine, which when you study French, you need to know that poutine is different from putain. They're different words. You need to know these things, because if you get them mixed up, people are going to look at you weird when you want French fries and you get slapped. All right. The group meets Jesse. All of the women look thirsty as hell for Jesse. I think they've all got a crush on, I mean, who wouldn't? I got a crush on Jesse. He makes us all feel a certain way. Maria and Kelsey T get one-on-ones. We find that out because the rest of the group is on this date. So you either get the group date or you got the one-on-one. No in between. They go to a restaurant, learn how to make poutine, which, by the way, all you need for poutine is cheese, gravy, keep it simple. You know what I mean? Although I don't mind here that we've got what appears to be a pineapple poutine. So I love a little sweet here, along with some chocolate, sweet and savory. Not bad. She threw in the sriracha. She's getting crazy. But hey, you know, you got to, at this stage in the game, you got to throw different things into the mix and see if anything works out. Joey, not interested. He's a vanilla kind of guy. No offense. That's Joey, vanilla is a fantastic flavor, but he's not venturing off into the world of sriracha. Not anytime soon, if you know what I mean. Kelly, and by the way, that's not a metaphor for anything. That's just a food reference. Kelly feels lots of emotions going from a great one-on-one to this group date. Probably would be easier to not even be on the date. She says she wants to feel wanted. They do this date, and, Kelsey literally just had the time of her life. And she's like, what are we doing here? And then all of a sudden she's got to, make poutine with a bunch of other women. It would be seen as a downgrade for her. So then Joey gives Kelsey the validation she needs, aka they smooch. And boy, was it a lot of validation. He felt the validation in his nether regions, of course his poutine was knocking on. Okay, what are we talking about? Joey chats about timelines with Lexi, so that's where it gets interesting. They have that conversation where she's like, so what's your 5-year plan? And by the way, you never want it when the lady treats you like HR. It's never a good sign. So what do you plan to do in 5 years? I don't know, kick the can down the road till we fall out and maybe go for something else. Not what you want to hear. He says he wants to enjoy marriage 2 to 3 years before having kids, but also have a few years to get engaged. So she's doing the math and she's going, well, that leads me essentially retired. She says she's never had someone be so caring, patient, and kind. So again, it's a lot for her to think about. She has to, contemplate his timeline, which respectfully he's allowed to have, and she is. Jess tells Joey she's falling for him. Okay, Tennessee Jess, this is where she is, which is never good to bring up on a group date. It never works out well when you're not one of the main. Like if you haven't, has she had a one-on-one date? I don't think she has, right? She got the first kiss, but that was kind of due to her own aggression, if you will. So he's like, look, I'm appreciative of you, but it's just not happening. Joey tells the ladies he just sent Jess home. They have to pretend to be sad, but like on the inside, they're doing the jig. They're like, woohoo, yay, one less person. But of course, you can feel complicated. You can feel sad for your friend, but also that person was vying for the heart of your boyfriend. Joey's date with Kelsey, they do a Cirque du Soleil. Let's go to that. Again, Cirque du Soleil, which I think means Circus of the Sun. Now, I heard that I could be wrong, but I thought they pronounced it Circus Olay. It's not Circus Olay. Circus Olay! I mean, that's a different, Circus Olay would be fun, but that's a little different. It's a different ethnicity. I would go see Circus Olay. You get a margarita, you hang out. It sounds like Olay. It sounds like fun. But Cirque du Soleil. Either way, I digress. Again, trust falls. Joey gets dizzy. Looks like a fun date. I guess he is head over heels for her. Come on, folks. There he is. Get it? His heels are over his head. At the dinner, Kelsey describes how she had a bad relationship affect her trust, which, by the way, hey, it's her story. It's a good story. It's just tough to follow some of the everyone brings their tragedy story up. I was crushed under an ice cream truck. There's some, everyone's got, hard, but anyway, it was sincere. They had a good time. And whenever I don't have too much to report on a date, it means it went well. Safe to say we all get dinged up in our lives and we find someone who loves us despite all of our flaws, right? We're all just used vehicles. Oh, there's some damage to the fender, but that's because college was a long time. Oh, don't worry about that muffler. It's a little salty with the New England air. Oh, you still love me? I don't even start half the time. You know what I mean? Can you give me gas money? That type of deal. All right, Lexi, because trust me, if you see a car that looks perfect on the outside, that engine is going to be expensive to repair. Let me tell you, they look good on the outside. They got a broken heart. They look beat up on the outside. Maybe it's a Toyota that keeps on running. Who knows? You know what I mean? I wish I kept my Toyota just to see how long it could actually last. Okay, we're done with the metaphors here. Toyota, just a good vehicle. Lexi tells the other girls his timeline, and they don't look too happy. She's like, yeah, he wants to wait a few years. And they're like, whoa, what are you talking about? And it's like, yeah, I mean, the guy's not that old. That's his timeline. That's his prerogative. That's my prerogative. They've got an antique white limo. For Maria's date, she asks him to bang in French. Classic date. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Great song, but it really means, would you like to go to bed with me tonight? Very kindly ask. I mean, it's a song about consent, you know what I mean? All right, Joey calls her an enigma, and it's the pretty women date. Kind of looks like Joey can't handle her goofiness. She's pretty, we go too far. She's pretty goofy. They do their thing. Let's go back to the original. There it is. And, he at some points was actually pushing away from her. Maybe he was trying to check her out. Who knows? They say I love you to each other in French. I don't think he knows what it means. They go from limo to helicopter. By the way, I'd rather stay in the limo. No offense to helicopters. They're jerky and loud. I'm okay. I'm okay never going in. I'd rather go on a hang glider. That would be nice and peaceful. But a helicopter, no thanks. I mean, they're held together by one bolt. No, thank you. Maria says she left a situation with a man who dangled the engagement, and she wants something reciprocated, engagement and marriage. Joey gives her a rose as they dance at their private concert. All right, then we have Lexi, that storyline that's been a brewing, as it were. Lexi comes up. There she is, crashing Joey's hotel room. Lexi says she's been reflecting a lot. Oh boy, you never want someone to say they've been reflecting. I would love it in relationships if there was little reflection being done. I would like a reflection, because reflecting in this case, I mean, sure, it's good to reflect. Oh, remember that time? But reflecting in this case, it's thinking of reasons why I should break up with you. Lexi says it would be unfair to keep her there when she is on a different timeline. They hug it out, very mature. Joey says it doesn't feel right to let someone special walk. Some people are thinking, well, that's because they're going to make Lexi the next Bachelorette. Who knows? Lexi tells Daisy and Maria that she just ended things, and they so kindly support her. That's how you know you got good relationships, when they hug it out, and then Maria and Daisy give Lexi that love. That's maturity, folks. Look it up. We don't see it too often on the show, but here we are. Jess teaches Joey how to play piano. That was cute. We saw some redeeming moments from Jess. This man has busy fingers tonight, if you know what I mean. As you can see now, he's foot massaging Daisy, all that jazz. Leia dumped, wishes she had more opportunity with the Bachelor. I mean, she got kind of the most opportunity. She got to meet him before the show even started. She says she wishes him the best and hopes his person is in there. Caitlin goes home too, also a great one. And again, we already said goodbye to Lexi and Jess. So pretty wild evening. I thought we saw redemption in Jess. I thought she came off looking way better, and that's at least a good way to end if we're talking on a high note. I personally wouldn't want to throw any hate her way. Why would anyone want to do that? You hate these people? That means you're just like a lower energy person. Just live your life, right? Be happy. And join the Patreon. You can join it right there. I'll be live today. Again, I'm going to be dropping some new information regarding the court hearing that's going on out there. It is fascinating. You're not going to want to miss that. That's at noon Central Standard Time. All right, we'll be back with more content right after this.